Alright guys, so I hope you're doing fine as always. Today I'm making another video about this 5.1 hour trading setup on BERA USDT, which very nearly did stop me out. I did record my chart live, so without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. Alright, so now for the actual TA part of the video, I'm here on the BERA USDT chart on the 1 hour time frame. What do we see here? We're slowly ranging, we can say. There's not really any vectors left behind on the 1 hour time frame. So, at least to the downside, we can see there are some to the top side. They're printing some right now. So I'm currently looking for a reversal for a long setup, preferably a scalp. So that was very quickly the 1 hour time frame. If we zoom into the 15-minute time frame, first thing that we notice here is, well, step one for me is always looking at vectors, but there's also no vectors here on the 15-minute time frame. But we do have this fair value gap sitting right here that we just tapped into and where we are seeing some type of reaction from right now. A position with strong moves up, deep retraces, another move up, a bigger move down, instantly screams harmonics to me. So I'm taking my fib level here from the low to the high to see what the fib levels are saying. So low to the high. I do notice here from the high, the retrace we did have is towards or in between or 0.382 and 0.5 level. We also have one that's breaking the 0.5, but there's not really a retrace back up anymore. So this is our retrace in between the 382 and the 05. And our new low here, which will be our T point, is in between the 786 and the 886 right here. So with some knowledge of the harmonics, we can consider drawing a bed pattern here, which I will be doing right here on the charts most unlikely. Let the video play for a little bit. So we can remove the fair value gap. We know that it's there, we keep it into account, but to keep the chart a little bit cleaner, so our X point from low to the high, the retrace, a small retrace back up, and then we expect them to make the move to the 886 in order to form a bed pattern. Now we need to test if the C point is working out. For this bed pattern, the C points needs to be in between the 382 and the 0886. So we can see this right here. It's crossed the 382 and it's below the 886. So it's a valid retrace for a C point for this specific bed pattern. So we know we have the fair value gap here, but we know for the bets to be formed we needed to go a bit lower, which I'm kind of expecting as there's no vector place right here. We might as well see the harmonic turnout or play out. Usually I put vectors higher than harmonics themselves. If they are both there, it's of course an extra confluence, but I'm purely basing the trades on the harmonics here, at least for the entry. So let's see, zooming in a bit, just checking some more on all TMA levels, etc. Do remember the 886 was at this 3.439 level. for the clean 886 level of the bet pattern. So just adding my bet emoji as well, which I like to do for these harmonics. Keep in mind, this right here on the 15-minute time frames is also printing a vector candle. So we do expect them to still recover back into these. On the 5-minute it's not a vector, but on the 15-minute it is, so it is somewhat of an extra confluence to think why they want to come back to this level. I'm drawing my top line here on the B level, which is usually a good TP area for harmonics. But because of the vectors, I'm deciding to put it lower into the vector candle recovery. Like I said, I prefer vectors over the harmonics. Stop loss wise, this is a lot more difficult. Reasoning there's not really any vector candles left behind. So with the vector candle strategy, there's not really a clean level where we can put our stop loss below. We could consider having it below the X, but then the risk to reward ratio wouldn't be that great. So we're drawing a line right here under this 5 EMA level, this old 5 EMA level. You can see here the red line and the yellow line, 13 EMA, 5 EMA. So I'm drawing the red line below this 5 EMA line. Keep that in mind, so below the 5 EMA line. I already did decide my TP here on the vector candle recovery and decided to have the stop loss at the 5R risk management or a 5RR setup, which we can see right here. If it wants to pause on the right moment, right there. So a 5.1 RR. Below the red line, which was our 5 EMA, and having a good risk to reward. As this is more of a tricky setup, as we don't have a clean vector signal right here, I do want a good risk to reward for taking this trade. So if I had it below the X level, which would be somewhere here maybe, we would maybe have a 2.5 RR, which wouldn't be worth it, as this is more of a risky play. So that's why I like to keep the stop loss here a bit more tight, to have this 5.1 risk to reward. Alright, so now what can we tell about this trade in hindsight? So first of all, the screenshot of the trade, entry at 3.438, 3.438, TP at 3.591, 3.591, and stop loss 3408, resulting into a 44.5% ROI on 10x leverage, but most importantly for us, a 5.1R trading setup. So now, first thing that we notice here is the stop loss. I do think I did get very, very lucky here, as we did come into the entry level. But this was also when the CPI data got released and Bitcoin took a bit of a nosedive, which meant altcoins, or a lot of altcoins, were following. So we did go a bit lower than I expected. And if we have a quick look here, we did go to 3.409 and my stop loss was at 3.408. So I got saved by the bell, you could say. So only one pip away for me to get stopped out, but luckily it did reverse there and went into full profit. So you decide, did I get lucky here, or was it a perfect stop loss? I think I got very, very lucky here, but up to you to decide. Besides that, we could see the harmonic pattern kind of got respected pretty well on the lower time frames. We can have a quick look on the 5 minute. Here we see this pink green vector, so you can tell this is pure manipulation. So not much we can do about this, just got to sit through, it happens, and for the same luck or the same chances I would have got stopped out here for then price to reverse into full TP. But that's also trading. Sometimes you have some luck, sometimes you need some luck, and sometimes great setups get stopped out. That's the way it goes. Besides that, we can see they just went into the full recovery here of this vector candle. I did decide to have my TP not on the full recovery, but below these wicks right here, just as a safety precaution. But they went for the full recovery, rejected from there. They might come back up for this recovery, who knows? No vectors left behind, so they might try and take these vectors, but we're out of the trade. Anything can happen now. They can go to the B level for the harmonics, which is also this vector right here, so would be quite valid as well, but 5.1 trading setup, more than happy with it, so got out of the trade. Whatever happens afterwards doesn't matter anymore to me. It can crash down, it can move back up. It is what it is. We got our profits, we got out, so no worries anymore. So that's everything to this trade. I think it's nice to have another example of an harmonic trade setup on the channel. So as always, if there are any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section or on the Discord server, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care, see ya, bye bye.